Chillseshmusic.
Hey guys, what's going on? Thanks for joining me on another episode. Today we're going to talk about how to make a proper Drake beat. No funny business on this video. Let's just jump straight into it. I'm going to just unmute each sound as it comes by and kind of talk about the reason why I picked it and why it reminds me of something that Drake's producer or Drake, would do in the studio. First and most important thing, in my opinion, is the very first sound you use. And I feel like it has to be really empty, almost spacey, kind of like clouds floating around. And I was really feeling it from this piano, so I ended up making this little 3-note little progression here. Sounds something like this. Right? It's really simple and light, and you can add so much to it, and that still is kind of going to be the rock of the whole piece, right? So after that, just a little clap to get things going. Tune down the clap just a little bit to give it a little bit of that dark kind of crunch instead of the kick, like high end clap. You kind of want a little something that packs a little bit more of a bottom end. Right after that, I decided to do the 808, and instead of just having it like a stereotypical 808, I wanted to create kind of like a back and forth thing. So I kind of made it on the off beats, right? So here's kind of what I mean by this. It kind of like takes you off of the beat, and it feels a little like, whoa, where is this going? I feel like a lot of Drake beats have that very natural sense of flow, and there's a lot happening, yet there's nothing happening. You know what I mean? So to ground the 808, I did a kind of straightforward kick type here. I feel like the interaction between the kick and the 808 really kind of seal the groove here. Instead of adding more claps or unnecessary melodies and stuff like that, right? So there's lots of way to get the same effect. So the hi-hat, I kind of like this. It's really airy and just sounds like Toronto to me for some reason. So here's what this sounds like. I did a pretty simple, just very, very minimal hi-hat rolls, and they're all on the same pitch because I wanted the hi-hat to kind of ground everything. Since everything's a little bit all over the place, I thought, the hi-hat will be the thing that kind of keeps everything, kind of like the glue of this beat, right? For the next part, I feel like I needed just a little more action in the snare type pocket, so I added this little silly little cut. I feel like that's kind of like as Drake of a sound as it gets, in my opinion. The kind of little like versus, kind of against the dark, heavy clap. And those two kind of play a role to kind of connect the whole Drake beat, right? The last two are very important. The very, very last one, in my opinion, is what makes it all of a sudden turn into a Drake beat. So here's the melody. And by the way, this is all for the hook. So I'm going to show you the hook, and I'm going to quickly play everything in the verse and show you what changed and what didn't, right? But anyway, so this is the melody for the chorus. And then take a listen to the piano and the flute and how they kind of like play off each other. The piano's like dun, 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 and then flute dun, 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 and then back to piano. It's kind of like back and forth a little bit, so just listen to that one more time. And already you can kind of hear how the hi-hat is keeping everything grounded, just right? I think it works really well. And I was about to just kind of, save and call it a day with this beat, and then I listened to it a couple hours later, and I wasn't sold that it sounded quite like a Drake beat. Kind of thought about it for a minute, and I kind of decided it needs some chords, and this really, for me, is what turned it into a Drake beat. And I think this is something a lot of people don't do, but adding kind of that slow halftime chords in the background just really connects the piece and makes it scream Drake a little more. So here's one more time. Let me play without the chords, and I'm just going to add them in. Here come the chords. I don't know, you tell me, let me know in the comments, is that I think the last part, adding the chords, just all of a sudden transformed this from like a, it's a fine beat, and all of a sudden you add the chords and it just turns into something really different. At least I like to think so. Let me just really quickly show you, this is just the verse. So I kept the chords, kept the clap. The only thing I changed is this little piano thing. It kind of evens out the playing field here. Sounds something like this. Yeah, so I feel like between those two, the chorus and the hook, screams kind of like, Drake OVO type beat. And then I'm just going to leave you with the track as I originally arranged it, and I'll let it play for a little bit so you guys can check it out. Free download with the tag and the link. Check it out. If you like what you see, feel free to message me on Instagram, comment, leave your email. I hope you enjoyed, and here's the whole beat for your listening